quick circuit board layout on my freighter so everybody can see. Now this is my freighter. It's a bit of a beast. I started off out here rather than inside because the broadcast usually has a bit of a delay before it actually starts. You can see she's a fairly sizable S-class freighter. Yes, I'm showing off a little bit there. Okay. Now this is set up so it makes 8 circuit boards. Now, the way I've done this, and you can count here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deep. These are the square boxes. 7 deep. And then going over this way, there's 4 across. So it's 7 deep and 4 across, leaving the main aisle as a 5th across, so it's 9 total. So on this side, you can see, well, on both sides, I planted 4 quad planters. Each row is a single circuit board. So I've got 2 frostwort, 4 solar vine, and then 1 cactus. These right here at the front are left open, and I just planted various plants so I can collect them at will for any kind of mission I might need. Also, I fill up my freighters with it. Now right here, we need 8 deep. And that's the easy formula. What this allows me to do, as you can see, I have 3 storage on that side, 3 storage boxes on this side, and then I put 3 at the back, all of them color-coded based on what goes in them. So this storage box right here is filled with selenium. The 2 on the sides are just filled with various things that I need for planting from time to time. As you can see, I have carbon in that one. And this one, with the light on it, I have thamium. So I really don't ever have to go anywhere to get this stuff if I don't want to. I also put 2 standing planters, I'm dyslexic apparently, on either side, so I can also gather it up. Now I'm going to show you how each side makes a single circuit board. So I just collected 8 star bramble. I'm going to ignore this. I apparently got this the other day, and I have dogs barking. I cannot show you because these are not new, because I've already gathered them up. Nerds. You get the picture, though. That will give you 8 circuit boards. And now I'm going to end this broadcast, which I see was somewhat useless in showing you how it gathers. But at any rate, you can see how it'll make 8 circuit boards because there's 8 rows. Plus, you can keep your stores up on the fungal mold, the mordite root, coprite, and gamma weed. Now, another option you might want to exercise if you haven't done this on your base is you might want to fill this up with the Gravitino hosts, because tech, very often the high-end tech will take 10 Gravitino orbs, and this will give you not quite all of them, but it will give you enough. And then if you so choose, you can store them up so that whenever you need one, you have one. And that ends our, oh, I won't end the broadcast right there. I will give a quick description of how I've done things for, say, stasis devices. I make stasis devices which are worth 18 million each. I used to have 5 freighters, or 5 haulers, and 1 fighter, but I've changed that and I've started storing stuff in my freighter itself. In this particular ship, this is my crafting ship. I have all the things I need, save carbon, to make the stasis devices. So when I want to go ahead and make stasis devices, which I don't need to, as you can see, I've got 4.153 billion. All I have to do is start crafting the Magnogold. I can't remember what everything is. I can make, where is it? This is a bit disjointed. So I can make Magnogold, I can make Grantine, and then I can make well, if I have the carbon anyway, I can also sound like an idiot. Magnogold, Grantine, and Aronium, for which I need carbon, which I don't have. I generally will just buy it someplace or just go up and steal it out of my storage. And from that, I can make iridescite, and I make it all right here. I'll make, like say 10, that'll clear out a bunch of this stuff, of each of the Grantine, the Aronium, and the Magnogold, and then I can craft 10 iridesite. And what I do then is I throw it up onto my freighter, and my freighter is where I end up also making things like ammonium salt, thermic condensate, and then I just combine them there on my freighter, and I can make the stasis devices. On another ship, if I can get around to it, this one is the Ark. This is where I keep all my plants. As you can see, I'm a little bit short on some of the plants, but that's okay. I can gather some of that up, plenty of that up. Plus I've got about 5,000 in my storage containers. But this way I do not have to complete my stores that are in my storage containers. In this ship, this has got my other ores. You can see it's not completely full. I need to put a little bit more nickel and copper and aluminum, but I keep my ores there. The only one I'm missing is cymatogen. That tends to be relatively important. Fortunately, titanium you can get in the space stations. Same with the chrysonite, but I do have some for when I decide to switch ships and adjust the tech in them. And this is just the hauler I like to fly around in. And that concludes the broadcast. And I do suggest, by the way, if you're going to be crafting things like fusion igniters or stasis devices, I do recommend you keep those ores in separate haulers. That way your crafting is done easily within one ship. You're not running all around Hell's Half Acre going back and forth. It makes it much easier, and you'll also know exactly what's in each ship. Because, like for instance, I do make the stasis devices, I don't make the fusion igniters. And the reason I don't make the fusion igniters is because if you have to mine for copper or aluminum, those two things are far more difficult to find than gold and iridium and emerald. Those things are relatively easy to find, and you're not flying all over looking for a small lump or a small hole in the ground. So again, that's how I've got it. This is my crafting one. All I need is carbon to make the iridesite, and I'm good. You can see I have just kind of a spare marrow bulb there that I just needed space to put it. Otherwise, I just use these three right up here and do the Grantine, Aronium, and Magnogold, and then convert it to iridesite. And that concludes everything. I know I've said it a couple of times, but this is really the conclusion. have fun. Oh, how do I shut this off? I never know how to shut it off. Bye-bye.